What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again for another BFR, our second to last one. And yeah, so as you can see on the board, if you can't see, this is the best I can do with the lighting I have. 16 teams are in the playoffs, 16 teams are out. That could give you two ideas of what happened this game if you have no idea, if you knew what was going to happen coming into this. Either Vegas had to win in any sort of fashion, and also Dallas had to lose in regulation. Neither of which happened. The score, 4-3 in favor of Chicago in the shootout. Let me write that down. That just says 4-3. They go to 28, 42, and 11. Shots were 40-40, so even. Hits were 24-22 Vegas. Faceoffs were 27-26 Vegas. On the power play, Chicago goes 0 for 2. Tampa Bay 0 for 1. Vegas must win last two. Dallas must lose last two in regulation. That's already over. It was the final home game for the Hawks. Leonard's done for the season with season-ending surgery because he's pissed off at Peter DeBoer. Understandable. There were 11 forwards and 7 defensemen for Vegas. Gustafsson was out. Caleb Jones was in for the Hawks. On April 27th at 7:30 p.m., the Hawks and Vegas faced off for Game 81 of the season in Chicago. And I'm going to be honest, I was cheering for Vegas. People hate on Vegas. That's not going to stop me from them being my second favorite team. You can call me a bandwagon. No, I refuse to be called a bandwagon. Not when I have a bunch of family that lives out in Vegas. I go there every few years or so to go visit that family. I've been there 5+ times in my life. I've spent weeks there of my life. So I will not be called a bandwagon, no matter how many times you decide to call me it. I got this hoodie that I'm a Vegas hoodie today, though. Wrong side. Vegas hoodie. Got my favorite Blackhawks hat. That's been on United Center Ice. And just to show my neutrality in the stance, do I want the Hawks to win? Yeah. Do I want Vegas to win if they can get into a playoff spot? Yeah. It's like the hockey guy with Vancouver, Boston, and Dallas. You want Vancouver to get in more, but if it's out of that chance, you go for Boston and Dallas. If you want me to name my third favorite team, to be fair, I can't really say I have one, but if I'm going to pick one, it'd probably be the Islanders. So yeah, 0 for 3 this season. But anyway, moving on. So early in the first, Taves, Kane, and DeBrincat were together on the line to start the game. Tyler Johnson denied a horrible offside call in Chicago. Pietrangelo hits the post. DeBrincat breakaway saved. Eichel's denied. I don't know. I can't even read this. Oh yeah. So Vlasic is denied. Pacioretty breakaway stopped. Kurashev goes through everyone. Lafferty denied. And then on a rebound. Actually, that's the second goal. Never mind. At 3:59, it's a Chicago goal from Taylor Radish. He banks it off the back of Logan Thompson. 10th of the season, 5th as a Hawk from Lafferty to make it 1-0. Then at 2:21, Vegas responds, so about a minute and a half later, it's a Vegas one-timer goal from Michael Amadio to make his 11th of the season from Theodore and Stevenson to make it 1-1. And then with 2.8 seconds left in the first, this is where Kurashev goes through everyone. Lafferty's denied. And then Radish, again, stuffs it in. His 11th of the season, 6th as the Blackhawks, first ever multi-goal game for Radish from Lafferty and Kurashev. So Lafferty 2 assists, Radish 2 goals. Very good game from both of them. We go to the second period where Kurashev is denied. At 16:03, it's a Vegas goal to Alec Martinez, the Hawks' kryptonite, 2014. I haven't recovered from that. His third of the season from Stevenson to make it 2-2. He's been injured for most of the season, otherwise I'm sure he would have more than that. Kubalik is denied, and that Vegas goal also went off Seth Jones. So you have that daily or game, every game there's a puck that goes in off a Hawk. Streak continues. And there was a stat that was brought up about how it's the first season since 1970-71 that a team has not had a defenseman score on the power play. And apparently the Hawks have not had a defenseman score on the power play this year. It was the 70-71 expansion Buffalo Sabres that were the last to do it. I find a hard time believing that with just Seth Jones and Gustafsson. I'll have to look back in my notes eventually to see if that was actually true. But I swear I can remember Gustafsson scoring on the power play earlier in the season. Seth Jones, I don't recall ever scoring on the power play, but I swear Gustafsson did. Or Caleb Jones, or maybe that was at Drake as the power play expired one time. Who knows? Then at 14:57, it's a Chicago goal. It's Caleb Jones, his 5th of the season, unassisted to make it 3-2. Then at 14:46, Caleb Jones takes a penalty. It's for holding, which would be killed. Kubalik misses a point-blank shot. There's a scramble. It's covered up, and then a 5-pass play is stopped. Eichel saved by sprawling Lankinen. Then at 10:24, it's a Vegas penalty to McNabb for tripping, which would be killed. Kubalik hit from behind without puck, and there's no call. Reese Johnson absolutely lays out the former Blackhawk Matthias Janmark. It was a big hit, and that wouldn't be the only big hit we had this game. Regula tripped right in front of the ref. There's no call. Then at 2:48, it's a Vegas deflection goal from Max Pacioretty, his 18th of the season, from Stevenson and McNabb. So, Stevenson, I believe that's his 3rd assist of the game. Yep, Stevenson has 3 assists, makes it 3-3. And then Waugh had some good chances, and we go to the 3rd. Chandler Stevenson runs over Alec Regula. It was an absolute. You think the Johnson hit that was at that level. The Stevenson hit probably brought it up to this level. Stroman Kane had a 2-on-1 that was denied. Kubalik misses on feed from Taze. 4:25 Vegas penalty to Amadio for high sticking. Radish chances saved. Strome to Kane to DeBrincat denied by Thompson. Tyler Johnson gets his helmet ripped off. Stone's slow to get up on a block. DeBrincat has a near break. Hawks pressure. Horrible icing call on Vegas. And near the end of the 3rd period, going into overtime, the Dallas-Arizona game was going on, which was the other big factor that if Vegas stayed alive or not. Dallas was up 3-0 going into that 3rd period, and Arizona scored 3 in the span of 5 minutes in the middle of the period to tie the game. And they had a near chance at winning it in regulation, but they would not be able to. But yeah, the fans behind the Vegas bench were like pointing to their phones or showing the phones, and you had Petrangelos talking to a fan, and McNabb was also watching some stuff about it. So yeah, it was tied 3-3 right before overtime, and the fans, Vegas, they were just showing the Dallas score. And we go to overtime where Tyler Johnson has a bad turnover. It's a 2-on-1. Tyler Johnson saves a goal as he recovers that. Caleb Jones diving play. Kubalik dangles around 2 and then misses. Seth Jones breaks Dadonoff's ankles. Kurashev robbed. Thompson is keeping his team's season alive. And the Coyotes game is not over at this point. So we go to the shootout. But before that, Hawks timeout at 33.3 seconds. Kane's denied. Yeah, nothing new. And then Vegas had previously had 2 shootouts in the games before. They played Toronto in a shootout. They lost in They lost in 3 rounds. They never scored. Then they had a 7-round shootout against Dallas the previous night. They never scored either. They went 0-for-7, as Robertson would ended in that one. This one also went 7 rounds, which we'll go through. Hawks decide to shoot first as they usually do when they're at home. Taze misses the net, so that's he doesn't score. Stone has his chance saved. Kane just missed the net. Eichel has a chance saved. DeBrincat's chance is poked away, so no shots for the Hawks for their first 3. And then Theodore's is saved, so Vegas got shots on all of them. Lankinen stands tall. Thompson hasn't really had to do it much. Then Kurashev goes 4th. He finally gets a chance. That's on net. That's saved. Then Stevenson missed the net. Round 5, Strome has his chance saved. Pacioretty's chance is saved. Radish has his chance saved, trying to get his 3rd of the game. Marchessault has his chance saved. And then Tyler Johnson goes 7th for the Hawks. He buries it over Thompson's left shoulder. And then Amadio goes to keep his team season alive. He doesn't get it in. Hawks win. Vegas is eliminated from playoff contention. And then about 20 seconds later, you flip over to the game on NHL Network to see if what happened to the Dallas-Arizona game, even though Dallas had already clinched. Vegas was already out when it went to overtime. And Arizona ended up winning in overtime, so that was just kind of rubbing salt in the wound for Vegas. But yeah, the Hawks win. Vegas is eliminated. Dallas is in the playoffs. And as the Hawks won, Coyotes-Stars game went into OT, so it did not matter what happened. And yeah, that's why Dallas has moved up ahead of Nashville. They have 1 game left. Nashville has 2, and they're 1 point above Nashville, so Nashville is most likely going to clinch that final spot. Tampa has a chance to clinch that 3rd seed tonight. Carolina clinched their division as well, so all 4 divisions have been clinched. And yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today. It's going to be a very busy week coming up, and very busy weekend for me. I'm going to have to. There's at least a dozen videos I have to make alone. I want to get out before the playoffs, but I know I'm going to have a busy Saturday. Friday, there's an early game, so I hopefully get the BFR out then, and maybe I'll do another one of the videos. Maybe I'll do like the review of the season. But yeah, we'll see what happens then. Thank you guys for watching. One more game left, which is Game 82 versus the Buffalo Sabres. And it'll be played on April 29th at 6 p.m., so we'll end off April, hopefully on a good note in Patrick Kane's hometown. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.